Good afternoon, students. I hope everyone is having a wonderful week. I want to take a second and go over our agenda and start at the top of the page with our learning objectives. After that, we get into the heart of our agenda, which starts off, is generally the case, with a review of last week's readings. And then your first assignment for this week is number 2 under readings, and have several items there that I would like for you to review. Our main focus this week is going to be looking at a couple of different, 3 to be exact, technology frameworks, starting with TPACK. Some of you may be familiar with this technology integration framework. The second one is the technology integration matrix. And then the third one is the SAMR model. So you're going to review those. If you've had me before, and believe it or not, a couple of folks in here have had the misfortune of having me more than once as undergrads. I mean, if you've had me either in 630 or as an undergrad, then you're probably already familiar with one or more of these frameworks. After that, I would like for you this week to read chapter 4 in the Collins and Halverson textbook, the Rethinking Education in the Age of Technology text. I also have a short article about a school system here in the Louisville area, about an hour outside of Louisville, called Eminence. It's a small school system with some visionary leaders. The superintendent is a graduate of our principal preparation program, a gentleman named Buddy Berry. And the article is about the innovative technology integration that's taking place and has been taking place for a long time at his school system. Just to give you a little sample, one of the things that he has been doing for a long time, probably 10 years, is he's been collaborating with the University of Bellarmine to bus students to Bellarmine, seniors, and they juniors and seniors, and they take courses at Bellarmine. They can graduate from Bellarmine with having all of their freshman courses out of the way. And they get that free of charge. The innovative technology part is when he started doing this years ago, and he's still doing it today, is that the bus was outfitted and is outfitted with Wi-Fi. This was prior to everybody having, unlimited access. Everybody that was attending Bellarmine from Eminence got a MacBook, and the bus was outfitted with Wi-Fi so that they could work on the 2-hour commute back and forth from attending Bellarmine. So just a neat guy, and I think you'll enjoy reading about him, maybe be prompted to learn a little bit more about what they're doing at Eminence. Then the final item is another article called Digital Literacy, Forging Agreement on a Definition. And these are connected to what we've been talking about since the beginning, especially last week. Digital literacy, what that means, what are the pros and cons of integrating technology into our classroom. And I touch a little bit on some of that here as far as some of the barriers, and make sure that you check your papers. All of them should be graded. If you do not have a grade on your paper on the pros and cons, that's because I couldn't access it. Or if you have a 0 on it, that's because I could not access it. If you'll fix that and email me the link, I will change your grade. I will review it and change your grade. If you don't have any comments on your paper, it's because you did not have it set to allow me to make comments. So do that in the future, please. I generally do make comments on your Google Documents. That's why I ask you to submit them in Google Documents. It's very easy to provide feedback. Next on our agenda, group work. So for this week, prior to meeting with your groups, I would have 4 questions related to your readings that I would like for you to answer and submit to me prior to meeting with your groups. And then I have another 6 questions I would like for you to discuss in your groups. There's no group work to submit this week, though. And that's just because you have several other activities that are going on that I didn't want to overload you with assignments to turn in. Number 4 is our blog post, our weekly blog post. And again, remember, you're making one blog post for the blogger you're following, one blog post for what's going on in your classroom with the use of technology, and then you comment on 2 of your classmates' blogs. Number 5 on our agenda is a technology assignment. This week, I'm going to ask you to identify one technology that you're excited about, that you think that maybe your colleagues are not aware of. Could be an app, could be something, some hardware that you're using in your classroom, excuse me, some other tool that you're using, and make a video to inform your colleagues about this technology. As it says here, be sure to tell your audience, your classmates, why you think this tool is important, and think about when you're doing that to apply the frameworks that you just learned about, as well as think about ISTE standards and how they fit into that. And you're going to save your video and you're going to share that on a Google document that I have posted for you. Next item, number 6, is our tech tools. This week, we're looking at a couple of tools in preparation for using them next week. Again, if you've had me before, you've used these tools. They're infographic tools like Piktochart, Canva, and Adobe Spark. You're going to review those and just write a brief post on the threaded discussion that's at the bottom of Moodle. And in that, you're going to brainstorm one application in your classroom school that you could use this technology for. And again, while you're doing that, think about applying the framework. How does it fit into the TPACK framework? Also think about, or the SAMR framework, what level of SAMR does your description meet, the way that you would implement it, and what standards are being met by it, right? What ISTE standards are being met by that. Okay? All right. And that's it for our agenda, with the exception of, I almost forgot one thing, your technology anchor. Tried to break that into 3 points. That's based on, or 3 parts that you're going to turn into me. That's based on feedback that you guys provided in the fall. So don't want to have it all do it once. So 3 points that you're going to turn in different parts of your anchor. This is the first part of it. This is your problem of practice statement. Okay, this is going to be where you identify a problem of practice in your school. This should be a technology-related problem that exists in your school or your school community. I encourage you to collaborate with colleagues in your school, to collaborate with your administrator or parents, PTA, to identify PSO, to identify this problem of practice. Excuse me. And you want to identify the problem of practice, describe that problem, its context and its impact. Should be about a 1 page. You're going to do this on Google document, and I've got a place for you to submit this, okay? All right. And then the last thing is our summary of assignments. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, have any suggestions for improving the way that I'm presenting this, the formatting of it, the organization of it, the clarity of it, please let me know. Remember, your assignments are answered or should be completed each week and posted on Moodle, the grades for those assignments. Also, if I try to get back to you on emails in 24 hours. If you don't hear from me in 24 hours, please let me know. I apologize for that. That's my goal always. And for some reason, I hadn't gotten back to you, please let me know. Just shoot me another email or text me. Okay, hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're having a great semester in your own classrooms. Hope this semester at Bellarmine's going great for you, and that you're taking something away from this as you think about, how can I be a technology leader in my building? All right, bye-bye. See you next week.